Well, thank you, Conference, and thanks to the Liverpool Green Party for once again hosting what I'm sure will be one of the most enjoyable conferences in recent years. It is a tribute to the vitality and the hospitality of the party in Liverpool that we're back here again. As Peter Craney, our excellent candidate in Liverpool Wavertree, pointed out, this is the fourth venue we've used in Liverpool in recent years, each one bigger than the last. And at the rate we're growing, even this wonderful venue won't be large enough. And in fact, if all our current members came to conference, then even Anfield couldn't hold us all. But I particularly want to welcome those new members for whom this is your first conference. Now, the Green Party is different. You've probably noticed that already. You'll have spotted the absence of stands for arms dealers like BAE Systems. Sorry about that. There are no lobbyists from pesticide firms or multinationals domiciled in tropical islands too small to appear in any atlas. We just couldn't fit them in. But instead, we offer politics as it should be. Your voice counts every bit as much as mine or anyone else's. We are a truly democratic party. So if you don't agree with a particular policy, then please speak up, make your case, and it will be for the party as a whole to decide. And we do leadership differently too. In the Green Party, leadership is a duty, a responsibility, not something you run after for personal gain or ambition. When I stood down as leader, I knew that the party would find someone who could help us grow, to reach out to new members, build our profile. I just didn't guess how well she would do it. So in Natalie, we have a leader who has done all of that and more. I am proud to call her my colleague and my friend. She's doing a fantastic job, and we all owe her our thanks and our support. But friends, today I want to say a few words about the general election. It's different from any that we've ever faced before. First, we're challenging from a position of strength. Candidates in almost every seat are standing in the polls, and above all, the thousands of new members who've joined our cause. But it's also different because we have something to defend. Our victory in Brighton in 2010 came against all the odds, and it was a victory won by the party as a whole, so many people over so many years. Members coming from local parties around the country to campaign, to hand out leaflets, to knock on doors. And those who couldn't come helped too, telephone canvassing or helping to fund poster sites to challenge the big three parties. And that victory has given us a platform in Parliament, a right to challenge legislation, to speak up for those with no one else to represent them, to hold the government to account, to show that you can be a force for good in politics without selling out your principles. But this is more important than ever before. And with the rise of the SNP, with Plaid Cymru and with our own Green Surge, we have the chance to forge a new grouping in Parliament, a progressive alliance. Now, of course, in Scotland and in Wales, we'll be fighting hard for our distinctive values and policies, just as we do against those individual Labour and Lib Dem candidates with whom we have something in common. That's the nature of British politics under the first-past-the-post system. But in Parliament, we've worked closely with the SNP and Plaid on those causes where we agree. Above all, our opposition to austerity and cuts to essential services. And after this coming election, we can do far more. Whether we have one Green MP or 10, we can be part of a progressive force for good. And if, as many polls are predicting, we end up with a Labour minority government, then we can work to ensure they abandon their commitment commitment to austerity and to pandering to big business, and instead promote urgent action on climate change. We can support Labour when they do the right thing, but block them when they try to ape the Tories. We can say yes to investment in green jobs, no to cuts in welfare, yes to protection for our precious countryside, no to tax breaks for multinationals. That's what's at stake. And that's why Labour are so fixated on Brighton. That is why it is so high on Ed Miliband's hit list of target seats. They don't like the competition. The way we show there could be a better way. Politics without austerity, without Trident, without nuclear power, without demonizing those who need the support of the state or those who come here from abroad. Labour want to end our presence in Parliament because deep down they are ashamed at how they have abandoned their principles. But rather than change, they want us gone. And so on behalf of the election campaign in Brighton Pavilion, I'm asking for your help in canvassing, in leafleting, anything you can do to support us. I'm asking that as well as campaigning in your own communities, you spend some time helping us to hold on to Brighton. And in doing so, you'll be helping the Green cause across the country, maintaining our voice in Parliament. Because even with just one seat, look at what we've achieved together. It was the Greens who fought and won for the first proper debate in Parliament on Iraq. The Greens who put legislation forward that would bring our railways back into public hands. And it's the Greens who are championing a ban on fracking and an understanding that if we're to avoid dangerous climate change, 80% of known fossil fuels need to remain in the ground. Conference, it's the Greens who shaped the agenda in Parliament on everything from imports of tropical hardwoods to statutory PSHE in schools. And Conference, I'm proud to announce that it will be the Greens who will be championing the NHS reinstatement bill. This is a bill which not only repeals the government's deeply damaging Health and Social Care Act, but which reverses 25 years of marketisation driven by Labour too, abolishing the purchaser-provider split, ending contracting, and re-establishing public bodies and public services accountable to local communities. Conference, together in 2010, this party made history by electing our first Green MP. And with your help in 2015, we can make history again, with the first Green MP to be re-elected. But just imagine how much more we could do if we elect more MPs too. And now the person who is putting us on course to achieve exactly that. It gives me huge pleasure to welcome Natalie Bennett, leader of the Green Party.